Hi guys, Romans here, and in this video I'm gonna tell you a few stories behind the making of our latest music video for My Biggest Foe. The music video was directed and shot by Matej Janosik, who also did the music video for Wrong Doors and for 3 of our tracks from our debut album, We're Building Our Own Monument, Wait Till Pose and Don't Give Up That Dream. And we met back in the summer 21, still a few months before the album was finished. We were mainly discussing the music video for Wrong Doors, which we shot a couple months later. But he also threw around the idea for a music video that is basically My Biggest Foe. The original premise was supposed to be a bit different. He wanted a one-take shot. The camera would be somewhere in the middle in front of the window and it would take the whole interior of the car. The whole band was supposed to be inside and we would have some sort of a choreography that we would have to rehearse for a couple hours probably. But essentially it would be one shot. And when it actually came to shooting, we sort of stripped away a few elements and we made the music video very basic. I'm alone in the music video singing, which is also emphasizing that loneliness that you feel when you are fighting with that perfect version of yourself, with that ideal that the song is about. We shot this music video on the 27th of December 2022, so just after the Christmas, and 5 days before that I had a little bit of an accident. All of you have probably seen Home Alone 1, and there is this scene when, you know, the taller of the burglars is going from the cellar to the house. He's going through the stairs and he steps on a nail. You probably know where I'm going with this. So I was in a wood shed preparing the wood and I actually stepped on a nail. The doctor said it was 2.5 centimeters. If you don't want to see blood or anything unpleasant, then just don't look at the pictures I'm about to show right now. Obviously, when something like this happens, what do? The first thing you do, you take out the phone, you make the picture, because if there's no picture, it didn't happen, right? So then on one foot, I actually jumped back into the house. And my favorite part was when I went to the emergency in a hospital, the doctor was like, I'm gonna cut it open and clean it. I'm like, go nuts. Maybe some of you are wondering if it was painful. Actually, it wasn't painful at all. Maybe it's my high tolerance of pain. Maybe it's just that it wasn't really that painful, I don't know. What was painful was that I couldn't really walk properly throughout the Christmas. I had to mostly step on my heel so that I wouldn't step on the wound. And you know, those muscles became super painful after a while because they were overused. So I was kind of limping around. The timing was actually pretty good because the whole music video was shot in the car. So I didn't have to jump around and walk around or whatever. Very good timing, because if we were making a traditional music video, probably it would have been a little bit of a problem. So sometimes things happen in a way they're supposed to, I guess. Not sure if that was supposed to happen, but at least I've got a cool story to tell, right? The camera that Matthew was using while we were filming the music video was borrowed from his girlfriend, and I think that the camera was from 2005 or something. It has that indie vibe, very vintage-like footage. I really love it, and this is what he was kind of going for, as the song in itself is kind of paying homage to the 80s. And the whole music video was shot in a way that he was just sticking the camera to different spots on the car. By the way, the car was borrowed from Stevie Hart, who played keyboards on the first album. Also, the road that we picked for making the music video is actually the road that I had taken many times when going to the studio. When you go from my village, there was this 30 kilometers long road. It's kind of, you know, wavy, and you go through the forest and whatever. But that's the road I had taken when going to the studio, which usually took about 2 hours. And this was first half an hour of the journey. There's a small fragment of the road that you can see in the music video. And even though the road was pretty secluded, you can see in the music video that there were quite a few cars passing by. There was even one moment where actually deer crossed the road. Unfortunately, the camera was pointing towards the opposite direction, so we didn't get that on a camera, which is kind of a shame. So there were a couple of spots where he put the camera. The best one was when he put it on the hood of the car, and basically there was the front window with me behind it, and just the reflections made me basically invisible. You can kind of see me there, but I was singing and you can't see that really. So that was fun, but I think it makes for a really nice visual effect in the music video. Having the camera at different spots, that was really interesting, driving the car like that. There were a few shots where I was alone in the car with just the camera, but also a few ones where Matthew was actually sitting next to me with the camera, and he told me, look, just focus on the road. If you miss the word, if you miss some lyrics, whatever, it doesn't matter. Focus on the road. We want to be safe. And I had to drive relatively safe with the car, especially if it was on a side door. I had to go relatively slow. It was a very interesting experience because it's kind of a multitasking. You know, you're driving the car, you're singing, you paying attention to where the camera is. You're trying to drive in a way that you don't lose it on the way, and you have to remember the path, because there were a few spots where we sort of stopped and I had to turn around the car.